Hi everyone, this is Boy with a Beard, and in this video I would be going through monolithic and microservices architecture. I would explain what they are, and I would explain about what Docker is and how Docker uses microservices. So what a monolithic architecture, uh, let's start with a monolithic architecture. So what a monolithic architecture is that imagine there is a web app, it's an e-commerce app, and it has modules. So there's a module that takes an order. There's another one that checks for inventory. There's another one that authorizes payment. And finally, there's a module that ships an order. So the way a monolithic architecture works is that it basically, all these applications, uh, it it develops them together, and then it makes a single database. So all this application, all these modules, they're linked to each other. And when a developer works on code in a monolithic architecture, he or she, if they change one part of a code, let's say they're working on a module to take an order, and if they change something over there, it would change other aspects of the application. Let's say the authorizing payment part, stuff there could change as well, because it is basically one application that is using one database. So it's all these modules, they're interlinked, and they all use one database. So code changes that are being made in one part of the application, it does affect uh, changes that are made in another part of application. So recently, monolithic microservices architecture came, and it changed the game, because now we had, if you could see here, we had with monolith, it was just one container that contained all these modules. But now all these different modules, we give them databases, and each of them, it's independent of the other one. So code that gets changed in one part of the application, it's different than code that might be another part of application. And the good thing about this is that if there can be a group of people who are working on an application, and if they change code in one part of the application, uh, it doesn't affect the code in the another part of the application. And the thing is that if I'm working on a code and my coworker is working on a code, I don't have to worry that if I change something here, maybe they might get affected in a way which I still need to coordinate. I just need to work on my application and worry about the changes in my part of the module. And once everything is good, all of them can be interlinked to each other. So all these different modules, they can be interlinked to each other. And say they're independent. All these modules are independent because they all have a different database. They have their own database. So um, a reason we could choose monolithic architecture could be that it's faster because there's just one application. So we're just working on one application, and it's just quick because we can test it quick. We can debug it quick. It's simpler to develop because, again, we're just working with one application, and it's an older way approach to programming as well. And there might be more programmers who are well versed in this. And here we just have to deal with one application, that's it. So that might be a reason we might choose monolithic application. Again, it's simple to deploy because, again, there's just one application, and we just have to deploy that one. Usually it's just one file or directory. So we just have to deploy that one file or directory because we just have one application to work with. But then again, microservices came, and it's a recent innovation. And the reason people choose is because, again, like I had mentioned, you're working with different modules, different components. And because of that, you can work independently. You can work in groups for like the work you're doing in your specific module. It's just you working on it. It's not going to affect code in a different part of a different module because it's separate. So you can work better in groups because you don't have to worry about bugs that might arise in a different application somewhere else in a different module. And this way, like, you can get work done pretty quickly in groups, because less bugs and more division of work, there would be more efficiency. Again, it's you have a lot of flexibility here. So it would be, let's say, as a developer, I prefer a technology, and another developer who's working on a different module, she or he prefers a different technology. They can work on their own types of technologies, and I can work on my own type of technology, because it's a separate module and it's not related to the with its own database. So it's not related to the other application, and different technologies here, we can leverage them, and it gives us more flexibility because of that. Again, I mentioned time efficiency, so we can be really effective with time. Cost effective as well, because work is getting done quick, so we can save a lot of money. So Docker is one such example which makes use of monolithic microservices architecture. So here I'm going to deploy an application. So I play with Docker. So we're going to make a new instance, and we're going to go here to labs. Let's just go to News API, and all right, it tells me to clone this so that I can have it inside my Docker. So I'm going to clone it. Now I have the file here. So you could see the file. I have it here. And I'm going to make a new copy of my environmental settings. All right, let's do that. Now I have a copy over here. Now it's telling me to open the editor. And okay, since I have a new environment file, I need my API and endpoint over there. So I'm just going to go there and right. So let's go back. The editor. Okay. And editor. All right, I have selected my environment. I had already copied an example and of my environment, and I have my environment set here. Now I need to set my API key for the news articles to make sure that it shows up inside my database. We already have the file set here. All I need to do is put my API key in here, which is going to link my database to that API and an endpoint as well. And that way I can get that data into my environment, into my and hence into my application. So the API key, we can find it at, it's a news API key, and we can find it at the news API website. So let's go there and find that API key. Right. And here I have my API key. I've gone ahead and just paste it in there. Right. So let's go there, paste it here. So we can get, so again, like I said, I'm pasting the API over here so I can get data from the news API website into my database. So I'm doing that. Save it, and then I click on reload so I can have that. I need an endpoint as well. And for the endpoint, it says 4,000, which you saw in the previous window. I think you might not be able to see this window of the API that I have opened. And for that, I'll have to change. Let me just go back again, because I feel, let me just share my whole desktop with you so you could see it. All right, now you should be able to see it. And let me just open that up. Click on it here. It does get weird because it opens up a new browser. I hope you're able to see it now because I'm sharing the whole screen now. And it says that it's stored at 4,000. It said, okay, let's go to 4,000. Port 4,000, open it up. And we just take this, copy it, paste it in the endpoint. All right. And we save it, we reload it. And this way we have set the API key and the endpoint for that API, and where we would get data delivered. And now we have our data. And we can go back. Let's see what it tells us to do next. All right. All right, we have, yeah, I added it, my public URL. Now we can find it. Okay, so if we go back, come on. Yeah, this thing likes to hide. So let me just open it up again and click on Docker, go back there, have it up. And there we have our Docker up. It was pretty simple. By doing just a few commands, we were able to have Docker up. Linking API was pretty easy, as you saw when I was putting it inside my environment. We could we just cloned GitHub using Docker, and it was really simple to do. And what basically was happening was that, all right, if you go down, it's fetching packages. The first time it does this, it takes some time, but when it does it a few times, it's really fast. And this way, we were able to, yeah, we were able to deploy the application. Still working. All right. And if you want to, okay, so it just did take some time, but if you want a new instance of this, it would be really quick because there is going to be, Docker would know, would have cached the file, so it's really quick the second time you do it. So that was an example of Docker, that just cloning an application and making it work, linking it to an API inside an environment. It was really straightforward, fast, and I hope this makes more sense how the microservices takes place. Docker makes use of containers, and it's basically the same modules that I was talking about earlier. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to see you soon.